everybody to the March. I always forget that, Kelly? All right, I'll call the meeting to order and welcome everybody to the March 30th, 2023 meeting of the Cornwall Regional Airport Commission. I'm going to ask for approval of the agenda. Everybody has a copy. Any thing to add to it or delete? Seeing none. Trevor, I saw your hand. Oh, go ahead, Kelly.
Through you, Mr. Chair. I just want to confirm that closed session is listed on the agenda. However, there's no closed session items.
Yeah, I assume just because there was nothing underneath it as far as what it was, so thought it was just a heading. All right, so Trevor moves it. Do I have a seconder?
Just a small point of order. I believe it says March 30th on the
oh
agenda,
yes,
not
it is, and I read that too. I read it and didn't even notice it. You're right. May would be closer. All right, Sam, do you second the agenda? Okay, all those in favor? Carried. So approval of the minutes from April 25th, 2023. Sam moves, Trevor seconds. You guys, anybody see anything wrong with them? All in favor? It's all of us. Dennis, you'll have to chirp up if you want to say anything. I can't see you. I can't see your hand, so.
Will do.
Okay. Business arising from the minutes. I see nothing under there. Anybody have anything? No. Steve, airport manager report.
All right. So our airport lighting project has been completed. The only issue we have is that the runway signage is not lit. So I'm getting a quote to convert that to a solar LED program type lighting, so we don't have to keep the big system running just for the sake of our 5 signs. In the private hangar department, we have 3 fairly eager builders, so I think we're going to get at least 2, if not all 3, this summer. They're all in the step of getting engineered drawings prepared, and then they'll be ready to sign a lease. One hangar is a retired Air Canada pilot from Vancouver who's moving back to the area. He has a nice biplane, a Stearman, a Boeing Stearman, antique biplane. The other builder, I've forgotten his name at this moment, but he's going to build a 2 airplane hangar. He has a partner, and they're very eager. And the last one is pretty interesting. A gentleman with a PC-12, a Pilatus PC-12, which is, I believe, an 8 or 10 passenger turboprop, similar to what they use for the medevacs. He wants to locate here. He's going to bring the airplane from Dorval, and he's looking at building a 70 by 55 foot hangar, which is large. I've showed him the lot that on the west side of Taxiway Bravo. I think we discussed this before with the Grant family when they wanted to build a larger hangar. So I've offered him that location. He seems pleased with it. And he may possibly build it for 2 airplanes. He may go as deep as 100 feet with it. So that's very promising for us. It's a jet-powered aircraft, and he's thinking of possibly getting a second aircraft. He owns several trucking companies in the area, in Quebec and Ontario, so he's quite large in his operation. Hangar 13, I've had a request from Mr. Pierre Huneau that he would like to sell his hangar. The buyer is Mr. John Finney, who currently has an aircraft, and he operates out of the airport here. So I see no reason why we can't approve that sale. I'm not sure if we need a motion to approve that or not. It's a requirement of the lease that sales be approved by the commission. What do you think?
I think we've done it in the past. I think we've had a motion.
Yeah, I think it'd probably be best since it's a requirement of the lease.
All right. Well, after the end of your report there, we'll
okay. The next item is I was approached by the editor of a magazine. What's it called again? Business View. And they're doing articles on Ontario airports, positive articles, just trying to showcase all the airports in Ontario in positive light. They've been commissioned by AMCO, the airport. I won't get this right, but AMCO is an Airport Management Council of Ontario. They've been commissioned by them to do these articles on different Ontario airports with the effort of showing the federal and provincial governments the importance of the local community airports and trying to put pressure on them to help fund us and keep us going. So I think it's important that we get into this. What I need from you folks, if possible, is we're having a Zoom meeting. When did I put it? June 1st at 10 o'clock. We're having a Zoom meeting. And if he's asking for 3 or 4 people, basically he's going to base the article on interviewing myself and anybody else who's interested in being interviewed. And that's how he's going to base his article. I guess the second best thing, if you can't make it, if someone could provide something in writing, positive spin for the city of Cornwall, South Glengarry, what's going on, some positive things, maybe some good pictures of the local area attractions and stuff, and I could submit that to him as well. So I'm not sure. I put some links there if you want to actually see some of the articles that have already been prepared for other airports. Threw a couple of links in there that he supplied to me. So if anyone wants to participate, just let me know and we'll get you added to the list.
All right. Do you want to talk about that now, Steve, or do you want to finish your?
No, we could talk about it now.
Just if we talk about it now, I'd like to go back to full screen just so that I can see everybody.
Okay.
There we are. Thanks, Kelly.
Okay.
So June 1st is Thursday. Did you say 10 in the morning, Steve?
Yeah, I had to pick a time. That's one of the options.
Any chance that Bob, you'd be interested in that?
I need to move things around on my calendar. I guess the question I have, Steve, these type of things usually come with a cost attached to it.
I think I put it in my report here. Basically, I'm supplying them all our information on all our suppliers, the folks who made the good money building the fence and the lighting. Yeah. And he's asking for any other suppliers, and he says this is free of charge to us. They're going to solicit all our suppliers for advertising in the magazine.
Right. So it's free of charge as long as some of those suppliers come in with dollars to pay for the pages. Not that it has to be that way, but typically, typically what it is that there's, the other question ultimately becomes, well, what's the distribution of the magazine? What's the traffic on the website, that kind of thing. But in general, if you're able to get the free content because your suppliers are willing to play ball, it's never a bad thing, as you will find if you visit the link. They presumably they're going to create something like they did for Kapuskasing, where there's a specific link to the article online, which becomes really just another asset to let people know, right? So I Kapuskasing, sorry, profile looks to me a bit of a different thing, and so it'd be important just to identify what exactly we're getting. This looks to be more like they got a brochure as part of it, right? So they got them to take the article and kind of turn it into a brochure, or it looks like they either repurposed it as a brochure. So if you're able to leverage it that way, then you put it on your website and it's a good thing. So I'm just looking at my calendar now. Steve, we can connect offline to see if I'm able to join. I'd be happy to join if I'm in, but sorry, the date was again
June 1st at 10.
June
So
1st.
Thursday at 10.
Right now I'm probably available. I can move
Wait.
the thing that I have that morning, I can move.
Okay, great.
I think that's great because I think Bob would be the most knowledgeable of anybody on here that would know what's going on in the area and
Yeah.
and his experience of talking about it.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
we pay our vendors a lot, right? We pay the fuel provider gets money out of us, as Steve mentioned. There's a couple other vendors. It's good profile for them, and you know, if it's able to come together, then as I said, there may not be an awful lot of views on it, but we can leverage that content and those links and make it available via our website, and it just becomes another tool to promote the airport.
Great.
Steve, is he looking for anybody else? Is it worth like, I'm not going to be near as knowledgeable, but I'm willing to go on if it's an asset or if there's any point to it? Or is he just like
Yeah,
one or two, or is it like I'm just reaching it, just
he
trying to
was,
what you're
he was happy with up to 4 or 5. I don't know if there's anybody from the township office who has some good already prepared stuff about South Glengarry, what's going on and what's positive, and maybe some pictures that we could do, or
Yeah, I don't mind being on there, Steve. I can get some information from Jen, our active officer, and we've got some information here too for South Glengarry.
okay. Yeah,
Okay.
you guys are probably better at this than I am. This is this is all new to me. I'm just gonna.
Is
do
there
my
anybody
best
else that would like to be on there then? So if we can get Bob and Kelly and Steve, and I'm willing to go, but if there's anybody else that would like to, Sam?
I was just gonna say, if there's, I was gonna say maybe a member from the commission, at least the chair, Martin, yourself, and if there was a member maybe from Cornwall that wanted to represent both, maybe that would be wiser. I mean, I'm assuming Trevor, Thursday at 10 is probably out for you. For me, it's it might be a bit difficult just with the week I've got lined up, but if there's a member of the commission, I guess on the Cornwall side, that if Bob and Dennis want to reach out to in the next 24 hours to see if they're interested in sitting in on it as well, or if the mayor was. But it'd be good to have a representative both of staff and of council/airport commission from both sides.
Well, we can leave that with the Cornwall people if because it sounded like up to 5, so there is definitely room for one more. Is that good, Steve? Then
Yeah, that's great. Thanks.
will if you give him the names and the emails, is he going to send a link then?
That's right. Yeah, you'll send a link to whatever whoever's email I give him.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Did you want to go? We've kind of stopped here now. Did you want to go back to the request for the sale of the hangar and do a motion on that now then before you continue on?
No, we can get that out of the way, and then there's not much else going on.
Go ahead, Trevor.
I will move that request. And
I'll second.
All right, any discussion on that? It sounds pretty straightforward. And Steve, you're good with it, you said?
Yep. Yeah. The gentleman buying the hangar pays his bills. I've known him for a while, so we're good.
That's the main thing. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's passed. So I don't know if we need to do you need well, Kelly can write that out. I guess it's just a motion to approve the sale of the hangar from one party to the other. So
Yeah, I'll fancy up the wording for the minutes.
Yeah, I think you have the names and the hangar number, Kelly, so you should be able to draw something up there.
Yeah, I'll pull the wording from your report, Steve, and just have a resolution authorizing that sale.
All right,
Okay.
perfect.
all right, and continue on then, Steve.
All right. In regards to our hangar that we leased to the Academy of Aeronautics, they seem to be moving forward with applying for an Ontario Private Career College certificate, which means they will eventually be coming back to fly. As scary as that is with our runway and no taxiway and the traffic, but we'll deal with that. Part of that requirement was a fire inspection. So Dave Robertson came by and gave me the inspection. I've complied with everything except one door needs to be changed in the back of the hangar. They want a push bar emergency exit type door, so I'm waiting for that to be delivered, and then that'll delivered and installed, and then we'll have that all done. We have that trailer that we purchased as part of our RADI grant. I can't think of a use for it, and I'm not sure if anyone from the city or township can think of a use for it, but if we don't come up with a use, I just would recommend that we sell it. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because I've had people actually inquire about it, about buying it. Cameron's Point Campground has shown interest in it. They need something to put down by their beach, they tell me, as a change room and washroom, and they haven't looked at it yet, but they think it might fit the bill. So barring anyone having suggestions for a use for it, I would recommend the sale. So if I do get some serious offers, I'll bring it to another meeting and we'll approve it then, I guess, and make it all official. Airport activities. The Flying Club had a great Discovery Day. That's the days when they invite local children in for, I think, between 8 and 18, possibly, for a free flight, an introduction to aviation, trying to encourage kids to learn to fly and get into the aviation world. So that was successful. That's about it. Met with some of the hangar builders, coded the gates for the fire department in cooperation with Dave. He gave me the number he wanted encoded, so I put it in all our gates so the fire department has access to the airport. And that's about it. Fuel sales are doing well. Avgas is down a little bit. The April weather wasn't the greatest, and the jet fuel sales are up. So they're all holding their own, and we're on track to have pretty much a regular year by the looks of it. So if no one has any questions, that's it for me.
Thank you very much, Steve. Questions for Steve? Yep, go ahead today.
Through you, Mr. Chair, just a quick comment, Steve, on the sale of the trailer. We, of course, have to ensure that whatever sale agreement we are entering into aligns with the purchasing policies or the sale procurement policies, rather, of both the township and of the city of Cornwall. So perhaps sometime this week, you and I can sit down and perhaps Bob or Tracy, you guys want to be on that call as well, so that we can hammer out any conflicts that may be there within the purchasing policies of the township and the city. So just wanted to put that on everyone's radar.
Okay, I'll definitely do that before taking any steps further.
All right, thank you, Sade. And I would agree with Sade that I wouldn't be in a rush here. I mean, we just received the thing. Let's let the dust settle before we do anything too crazy. Any other questions for Steve?
Bob's hand is up
Yeah.
there.
Nope,
Sorry. Yeah, thanks. No problem. I've seen people use the hand thing before. I thought it'd be cool and use it.
And I wasn't even watching.
We may have, depending, Steve, could you send me a photo of it? We may have a temporary use for the trailer. But I would just echo today's comments is that there's probably a process to follow, but there may be a tourism use that we could, depending upon, again, what the trailer looks like. And so maybe not, but just off the top of my head, something we were just having a meeting on about an hour ago. So
Sure, absolutely.
Good. Sam, go ahead.
Just a comment too, maybe if the city has no use either, just circulate Sherry Lynn. I know we've had a few requests for restrooms at a couple of our parks that don't have them accessible. I'm thinking Martintown right now, but maybe there's one that's more pressing. So just a thought.
Yep.
Okay. Yep, definitely.
All right. Any further questions? I have a question, Steve. Like you said, the lighting and everything is up and working. What are your initial thoughts on it? You're flying in and out of there every once in a while, and like it's like I was a little skeptical about the solar powered and this sort of thing. Is it what we thought it might be?
Oh, definitely. Well, it's too short a time to really, in the long haul, to say what it's going to look like in 3 years from now, or 4 years, or 5 years. But it's definitely a major improvement. Definitely very nice. Yeah, yeah, well worth it. So we'll hopefully it lasts in the long run. Our old system was there from 1984, and it wasn't costing us that much to keep it going. So, but yeah, they left me with some spare lights, and so if we have problems, but so far everything's great.
Well,
Yeah.
good. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, you should take a drive by at night and see if it comes on, if anybody's flying. It's pretty impressive from the ground.
So it can still be activated by like clicking the radio or whatever you did to activate the other one?
That's right. Yeah, it's pilot controlled lighting. Yeah. So, and there's 3 intensities now, which is new. Our old lights didn't have intensities. Well, they did, but we had to do it manually. The pilot can now select low, medium, high, and yeah, everything lights up at the same time. It's pretty neat technology.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's all I had. No other further questions. Thank you very much, Steve. Where's my agenda here? So we'll go to new business, and Sudhir was going to update us.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Chair. So just a very quick update on the 2022 financials. So we have our audit with KPMG scheduled for July 17th. We are continuing to plug away, working with Welsh to finalize the 2022 financials. We're in the home stretch, and really the last items that are left are HST filings for 2022 and reviewing what additional HST we can file for the 4 years prior as well. So unfortunately, I was not able to connect with Welsh last week. Unfortunately, the stars just didn't align, but I do have a meeting with them planned for early next week. So once I get an update from them, I can compile a quick email update to the commission. But at this time, if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Thanks, Sudhir. Any questions for Sudhir? I guess we're all good. Thank you very much. So Kelly, was there any correspondence?
Through you, Mr. Chair, no, we don't have any correspondence for this agenda.
Okay, and there was no closed session. Next meeting is June 27th. Everybody fine with that? And is 4 o'clock work for most people, or everybody, hopefully? All right, short and sweet then, guys. I get a mover for adjournment. We got Sam and Trevor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, go ahead, Dennis.
Nope. Aye is bye.
Okay, all right, perfect. Thank you, everybody, and enjoy this beautiful weather.
All right,
Thanks,
take
all.
care, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Take care, guys.